on to our third match of the evening, and this has got to be the marquee match of the night, Kit Fox, because it is none other than the region's greatest team, Nomia, going up against Morton's List.
Thank you very much, Crisis, for that amazing introduction. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Nomia versus Morton's List. My name is Kit Fox. I cannot wait to bring you this match. We are on Battlefield of Eternity, and we can see the first ban already. These two teams not wasting any time. Morton's List taking Falstad off the board. But once again, joining me in the analyst position, Disconcur. Oh my goodness, here we go.
Oh, this has got to be probably my most excitable match for the night. So Falstad Greymane off the board. Falstad global present gives you some really nice experience soaking option on Battlefield of Eternity. But Greymane, this is team fight central. This may as well be called Battlefield of Team Fighting. Removing Greymane removes a strong contender in those team fights, and also an option that is great for taking down the Immortals.
Yeah, Greymane, heaps and heaps of value, especially with that curse bullet if you do decide to go for it. It's a very niche pick, often chosen against teams that have very strong front lines, but Valor being picked up nice and early from Morton's List. This is a great pick. A lot of wave clear. We've talked about Valor a lot tonight. A lot of wave clear, a handy disengage, and able to shred single targets like the target on Battlefield of Eternity.
Yeah, that's it. And again, you know, it's all about the Immortal. Valor can burst that down while also then doing a great job in the lane. Brings a lot to this map. But, you know, Morton's List, oh, no, it's Nomia. Sorry, Nomia is blue. They have the ability to pick up, they're actually picking up a Genji. I was about to say, they've still got options like Malfurion. They've still got options of Nubarak. They could pick the Li Ming. Picking up the Genji. Are we going to see something earlier where we see a similar thing to where they do like a Gul'dan Oriel until they lock that in and then take the Tyrael. Something we saw E-Grills do, picking up the Genji. I think we could see a similar thing. They're really actually thinking about what's going to match with this. The difference from Genji with a lot of other dive compositions is Genji is very good at getting in there, getting the damage done, and then getting out. So unless the team takes enemy takes a strong stun, you're almost safe. But early picking Genji doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily a bad pick because you're locking in that big, strong character. And then there's a Nubarak. He is just so powerful at the moment. And against the Valor on the back line, the potential dive from a Nubarak, it's looking good.
I found that when you're going up against Genji, you really need to have a targeted stun. I mean, even somebody like Zul.
Like Uther, for example.
Uther, exactly. There you go. And Varian again. Possible taunt. I can't wait. So they've read this one very, very well. I love when we see such a high-tier draft, Disconcur. It's like watching Federer versus Nadal as it goes back and forth over the net.
Well, there's still options for Nomia to pick up something to really support that Genji. Or the Genji can even just wait, Yeah, the stuns are there, the slow is there, even the taunt. But if you're holding those back, waiting for the Genji to come in, he's still got the ability to poke. He can still throw it, throw the Ninja Stars, stay at a distance. In fact, his Swift Strike can go through quite a lot of the enemies. It's got quite a good range on it. So even if he's not diving in to get that damage, he can sort of still dart through the fight and still be a little bit safe. So, even though they've got the stuns, they got the slow, they're not. Morton's List isn't quite in a good spot just yet. Now, Nomia, what are they going to ban out here? Everything is almost on the table for Morton's List. So now it's just choosing what they don't want to go up against. Even if they remove Arthas or something like that, Tychus protecting their front line, which I think is going to be important for this because the Nubarak is going to dive into the Valor. So they need whatever's left to be able to, first off, a Nubarak survive. But second, whatever else they pick up, survive when a Nubarak is not there.
I feel like Arthas is still on the table here for both of these two teams. I mean, we've talked a lot about a Nubarak tonight and how strong he actually is. I think he's featured either as a ban or a pick in both of the rounds tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong, but now the ban coming out from Morton's List here, it'll be interesting to see who they do take off the table. I mean, they've got the wave clear in their pocket already. They might even take away some solid AA damage away from Nomia, maybe even Malf on the support. I mean, he's a very common ban as well. just so much value. So options are open here.
I like that they're hovering over the Tyrael. I mean, Malfurion, I definitely agree if they did ban him out. I totally agree, 100% good ban. But removing the Tyrael, they're removing that option that we did see a little bit earlier. I mean, Judgment or Sanctification has its place, and Judgment against Valor can be a dangerous situation.
Taking that one completely off the table. We saw what Judgment did in the first round on the side of Eagles to Capital. Capital did actually take the early lead in that match, but as soon as they got to level 10, the power spike just kicked in, and the Eagles were able to take that Judgment as opposed to Sanctification and lock down the Valor, and that was essentially all the damage. Reyna wasn't giving them too much trouble. Now, speaking of auto attackers, Nomia are still yet to pick up theirs. They did take the Tigers off the table, but Li Ming, a very comfortable pick here, and the favoured Zeratul is still on the board there for Fat94. Artanis being picked in to complement Li Ming.
Oh, I really like that. Artanis has got some pretty strong swap capability here. Sometimes, if the team won't come to the mountain, take the mountain.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what Artanis offers there. Just looking at Li Ming, she's got one of the highest win rates on this map. So great burst damage. It is actually really useful against the Immortals as well. So it's a strong pickup there against the Valor target as well. Li Ming in the right position is just going to pop that. Nomia's response now, though, they've got holes in their lineup right now. They need a little bit more damage because the Valor is going to be pretty heavily pressured by the Genji and the Artanis. ETC, I like it. It does have good play with the Valor, and there's the Kate I'm about to say, but the ETC, the trouble with ETC right now is that the Valor works well, but he needs something else. Kel'Thus, big old damage.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I feel about Kael'Thas going into the Anubarak. It was an interesting pick, but now Lucio, the support, being picked up by Team Nomia. But hey, we'll see how Morton's list go. We'll see if they can pull this one off. So the teams are going to be Genji, Anubarak, Li Ming, Artanis, and Lucio for Nomia. Up against Morton's list, they are Valor, Luther, Varian, the Elite Tauren Chieftain, and good old Kael'Thas. We'll see if that big roll of the dice pays off as we go into Battlefield of Eternity. Disconcur, who is your pick to take out this one?
All right, looking at their lineup right now, I mean, both teams have done a lot of thought in their drafting and banning here. Morton's list definitely has improved since last season. Just going back in the history of Nomia, Morton's list is the only team that's ever in the ANZ region taken a map off them. Now, they didn't have quite a strong showing at the finals in Season 2. Or it was strong, but they didn't quite make it to the grand finals. Trump Sports was the challenger for Nomia. But history, they're the only team that's successfully done it. I like the way they draft. I like the KT pick. I think it's good. I think they've got the tools to deal with a diving Anubarak. So you know what? I'm going to give it to a Morton's list. I like their draft. Let's see if they can use it.
That's a big call, but hey, like you said, the only team to take a map off Nomia is indeed Morton's list. So let's see if they can, David versus Goliath their way into another victory here on BOE. So the teams are Arcana, Vanilla, Robodoba, John, and the Fat94, the 5-time champion for Nomia Merkshibi. And we've got Vikarak, Moots, Demise, Sashin, and Hacky on Morton's list. They are big names, Disconcur. There's going to be some big action.
These are almost all the veterans in the scene. There is one more. There's two more teams that deserve. I wish we could do a huge 4v, like 4 teams fight all at once.
Oh, the chunks that come out there from John on the Li Ming. Demise ate the orbs and ate those arcane missiles like he skipped breakfast, Disconcur. And he was able to heal up very, very quickly there because Moops on the Uther is switched on.
Yeah, really high burst healing can come out of Uther as well, and with the damage reduction now and the new Uther, the 2.0 lifestyle one, it's going to be hard for him to really burst down targets. But Valor, when she gets hit by Li Ming, it hits like a truck. Yeah. So anti-burst for burst healing.
Top lane is Vikarak versus Vanilla. The 2Vs going head-to-head. 2 bruises, Varian and Artanis up there. They are just going to go tit-for-tat. Long-range Impales coming out here, and then we can see Sasha now slides his way in, catches out Robodaba, but he was able to burrow away very, very quickly. That's what we love Anubarak for, Disconcur. He's able to get in, do some damage, and get out very, very quickly.
I'll say one thing we should highlight. So Robodoba is playing a new rack. I mean, he is the tank for Nomia, so that's obviously what was going to happen. But Robodoba fell in love with a new rack when he first came out. He's a character he's always adored, and I bet the fact that he can play it again because it's such a powerful choice at the moment, he'd be loving this meta. He is going to be so at his element in this game.
Interesting to note that during the week there was a little bit of controversy between one of the players and a questionable university decision, but I believe Arcana has actually made a very big call, Disconcur, as these immortals do spawn. But the top lane is going to be engaged on. We'll get back to the story very, very shortly because Artanis has fallen. Very well done there by Morton's list, picking themselves up the first blood. They're going to take the advantage going into this Immortal. Now, Vicarak trying to engage on Robodoba as well. Burrow is up, so he should be able to get away very, very soon. Morton's list, they're chunked out here. Now, Hacky has been dome on great impale. Get melted. Morton's list. Well done there from Nomia, picking up ETC and Kael'thas with essentially one swift strike. Now, Vicarak taking a lot of damage. Genji needs to get one more shuriken off the dash. He was unable to find the target, but Fat94 picks up the kill. But yes, Disconcur, as I was saying, I believe Arcane has actually dropped out of university to pursue his esports dream.
Yeah, that's something that is currently happening at the moment. He couldn't, according to his own tweet longer, he couldn't defer his testing, and it was either keep doing his course or delay it for about 12 months. Now he's taken a very brave option, but the boys have never looked better, and Season 3 could be theirs to make. So it's well, not even Season 3. Season 2 is still alive for them as they head over to the Western Clash. Sorry, the mid-season brawl, I should say. So we'll see what comes of that. But I look forward to what the boys can really produce. And hey, Arcana is going to have a lot of time to become not just the best ANZ player, but maybe the best player in the world.
Well, they'll be playing with a brand new gusto here as Artanis goes down again. So it's not looking good here for the Nomia lads, and we don't say that often. And Vanilla not having the best game. He's died twice now. Demise taking a lot of damage. Fat94 needs to be careful not to get caught out here. Eats a gravity lapse. Eats a stun. Is going to go down. Well done there from Morton's list. Picking up the retaliation kill on Twitch TV's Fat94. Arcana needs to get himself out of there. The charge Q coming out from Hacky. But the Immortal is going to go in favor of Nomia, and it's starting out to dish damage in that bot lane.
Look, even though they got that kill, right, John's rotated down. He's been doing a lot of bottom lane. The experienced leader is starting to really push out for Nomia, and it's only going to get more now since they got the Immortal. They can come down to this fight, they can push back the elements of Morton's list, and they can continue. Are they going to be able to get this fortification? Probably not, but they will get the well, and that's going to make it even weaker for Morton's list in the bottom lane. They've got no safety net. When they take damage, they've got to go all the way home to get a Band-Aid from Mum.
Get a Band-Aid from him. I like it. The Mickey Mouse ones were the best ones, if you ask me. Wiggles were a close second, but hey, now bottom lane is where it's going to be going down. There's a lot of damage getting dished out. Hacky needs to be careful that he doesn't eat those Li Ming orbs for breakfast now. The Gravity Labs does come out, but the blink away was too good. Sashin tried to slide in on ETC and get himself a cheeky little stun. Didn't pay off. And the Seder camps in the bot lane still going in favor of Morton's list. They are behind on levels, but there's a lot of damage going out onto the Lucio. See you later. Robodoba eats a gravity lapse and a living bomb. In fact, the whole combo from Kael'thas, QWE. No, yet I was going to say Morton's list for a level behind, but they've just leveled that one up, taking that bottom camp, getting that cheeky kill. They are still in here, but Fat94 just goblining around, making his presence known now. And Disconcur, I think that Morton's list they're playing with a different sort of, different sort of charge.
With the ETC, Sash and the ETC, he is a very aggressive player. So the minute he sees someone out of position like that, Arcana on Lucio, he's gonna die for it. He's gonna get it. But I will say, Arcana on Lucio, he's taking chase the base.
Oh,
fight barrier. No, he's taking chase the base at his second tier talent. That's going to make him a very aggressive player. And you could see there, who is riding alongside Genji? It's Arcana. Chase the base. He wants to get those big knockbacks. To get his quest complete, he's going to be up in the enemy's face. 10 minutes from now, he's going to be, the same situation is going to happen, but when that quest is done, the greater knockback, Arcana is going to turn it completely on its head.
I really like Chase the Base, and I like Party Mix as well. I really like those level 2 and level 3 quests for Lucio, because that the level 3 one, sorry, level 7 quest, the party mix, the speed boost that it gives the team it's crazy. I mean, it's so fast, and all they have to do is just group up on Lucio. The more people that group up on him, the more quickly he completes that quest. And now the Immortals could come in for the second time. Morton's list, they're just not soaking as well as Nomia here at the moment. So Nomia are getting the XP on the board. Morton's list are winning the team fight. So two different types of gameplay going on at the moment here, Disco.
Right, Morton's list, they've got to respond right now. They've seen the area, they're going in for it. This is a fight that's about to break out that I think will decide a large portion of the map. But this is classic Nomia. They are a level higher. If you were a less disciplined team, you would probably maybe have forced that. But not Nomia. They don't have the advantage. They backed out. But look at this. Robodova saw Sashin out of position and went in. But now Morton's list are the ones playing safe. I like this. They have been studying each other quite intensively, I can see. And they really understand each other's play styles right now.
Well, Sashin actually taking the talent that puts Power Slide over the walls there. Now Vanilla comes in here, but was bursted away. Well done there from Sashin, just blocking any sort of Void Prism that came out. Vanilla trying to catch out Demise with a cheeky one of that aforementioned skill. Didn't quite pay off, however. Now the Immortals, not a lot of damage has been dished out here, Disco, because Morton's list, they realized that now they're now behind and they've got the level 10 disadvantage. There we can see the Orbital Pulse coming in there from Artanis, blinding everybody. And without level 10, this fight is only going to go pretty much one way, Disco. Nomia get the first kill, ETC goes down, then Valor follows. This is all coming up Nomia. And that level advantage is what won them that fight. This could be the start of a very, very dangerous snowball. Great Void Prism coming out there from Vanilla to catch out Hacky. And this is where Nomia look dangerous, Disco. This is where they snowball.
So the turning point of all of this was Morton's list. They wanted to take a fight. They were level 8, Nomia were level 9. They tried to force a fight, while Nomia rotated up to the top lane. Nomia had no power. They were like, nope, we're not going to fall for your dirty tricks. We can smell you from here. We're going to back out. What that did that cost Morton's list. They didn't get any damage on the Immortal. They weren't in lane doing any soaking. In fact, they had mercs in the top lane. Nomia cleaned that up. And then they had their own mercenaries in the bottom lane. So they flipped the lane advantage, flipped the experience advantage, got the level 10 advantage, and now they've got the mortal advantage. How many advantages can they get? It's a crime. Surely they must have a credit rating. Like the credit limit must have been hit by now.
I mean, it's like a game of chess. I mean, you think you're good. Morton's list might think they're great at chess, but then they come up against Nomia. It's like going up against Bobby Fischer. The man's just 3 steps ahead every single time. When Morton's list think that they've caught themselves up, Nomia have just got that 1 step ahead. We saw the team fights going in way of Morton's list. Nomia said, hey, we'll get to 10 first, force the fight, take the advantage. There's another suppression pulse coming in now. Hacky needs to be careful. The Phoenix goes in. He's not going to go down. Yes, he is actually, because Arcana is wall riding his way around. Valor now falls as well. And this Immortal, combined with Nomia, is putting the boot into Morton's list. The fort now goes down. They're going to lose the fountain as well. Nomia have got themselves what they need. They are going to retreat, let Morton's deal with the Immortal, and now Nomia are just going to clean up the map. They've got a 3-level advantage, a 9-kill advantage. This is theirs to lose.
The best thing, they've obviously gone to the top, right, to pick up their mercenaries on their side, but their top lane is the one that's most pushed in. That's kind of where Morton's list will have to try and get the majority of their experience back from. However, Morton's list, I like this play. They've left 1 person in the top lane. They've got 4 rushing down the bottom. They're going to go for the Merc camp. Let's go, Kit!
Could be it. It could be it. This could be what they need. Morton's list, they're going to catch out Vanilla. Blows the suppression pulse again. But Hacky, he's got the abilities. Vanilla is going to go down here if he's not careful. But great sustain coming out there from Arcana. The Phoenix goes in and into the ETC mosh pit as well. But here come Nomia. They were late to the party. And now Kael Fast goes down. Another X-Slash comes out from Genji. The taunt onto John. It's not going to be enough. Valor now falls as well. This is huge play here from Nomia. They've only lost Vanilla. They've turned this fight on its head, and it's all just for this Merc Camp Disco. Vikarak on Varian doesn't do a lot of damage in the tank mode, and without anybody around to dish out damage, they're going to stagger this kill. They're going to pick up the Merc Camp, and this is Nomia at their finest.
the reads, the plays, Morton List, great decision making there. Run Varian into the top lane, sort of distract Nomia, see if they'll stay in the top lane or something in that regard. But the rest of them went bottom, but they were caught out. Nomia were just too good on the predicted pathing. They rotate down the bottom, and there you go. They saved them, so they got some kills. They got mercenaries pushing the bottom lane. More lane pressure, and Morton's List are still clamoring. Now this is interesting. Nomia should know where they are right now. Now Nomia are choosing to push down the Immortal, get to 50% health. After that, they'll probably try and take a team fight. They don't really care about that mercenary. Get that mercenary in the top lane, that means nothing, because they've got double in the bottom lane.
It is all coming up, Nomia, at the moment. Vanilla, he's got a few good phase prisms off, but it's all coming down to the way that Anubarak is able to lock down the backline, lock down the Valor, lock down the KT, and that is all Robodoba on his favored champion. Now this Immortal is going to go in favor with 0 shield damage to Nomia, and if it pushes the bottom lane, it's actually only the bottom lane, they've just got one tower standing between them and the Fort Disco with a 3-level advantage. This could very well be GG's. The fight now being taken, though, as Sashin power slides his way into Robodoba. There goes the orbital bombardment from Artanis. Vanilla now targeting Hacky. The dash comes out from Fat94, picks up the kill. Demise goes down on the Valor as well. It's not good for Morton's List. There's a third kill coming out now. Vikarak and Sashin manage to get away, or do they? No, they don't. John and Fat94 going balls deep. They take down Sashin. Vikarak's going to fall down as well. They're just leaving Varian to watch his teammates die in front of his very eyes before slowly and painfully drawing and quartering him in the bot lane. Disco, this could be it.
Slay them all, goes Noe. Over the gates, nothing can keep them from their targets. Morton's List, they looked so good in the early plays, but once they lost that advantage, they just couldn't get it back. We talk about Hero of the Storm, we talk about the comeback mechanics. It only works, the enemy team gives you that option. And I'm watching the core explode, so I think Nomia, gave them nothing.
Fantastic play here from Nomia. Morton's List did take the advantage in that map disconcur, but that is why Nomia are one of the best teams going around at the moment. They realize where they're behind and what they need to do to turn it around. They realized that once they hit level 10, they knew they had the advantage, and if they hit it first, it would just be a snowball from there. They realize the points in the game that they can take advantage of, and they just execute them to perfection.
And they keep stacking it. I mean, Morton's List did not play bad at all. I think their drafting was really good. They got those really neat picks when players like Arcana were out of position. They just got baited. There was those 2 core moments. One where they rotated up to the top to try and force a fight, and then they backed out. And then I would say right at the end there, it was still bad for them, but they just lost comms and they spread themselves out so Nomia could pick them apart. Those are the only 2 mistakes. Outside of that, Morton's List played really well. But like you said, Nomia just stack advantages. They've got 6 credit cards. They're all maxed, and the bank is happy as Larry.
Well, it's time to pick an MVP, disconcur. It's really hard when you've got a team like Nomia going up against Morton's List, but who is your flavor of that game?
Oh, easily. And not for because of his decision earlier during the week. It would have to be Lucio Arcana.
Yeah.
There is a way you play Lucio, and Lucio is fast, he's hard, and he's aggressive. And I think Arcana embodied each one of those spiritual animals tonight when he was playing Lucio. He got the kills. He chased the base. It's a pretty common pickup, but to take it and then get the quest completed, get the hacking on the Kelthus basically every time, going in to finish him off. Great plays by Lucio. I'm going to have to throw my MVP towards him.
Yeah, he picked up Party Mix and completed that quest so fast as well. So as soon as he hit level 7, he just comes into, a league of his own. So well done, Arcana, onto Lucio. Best of luck chasing that esports dream, my friend. Australia is behind you. Australia is behind Nomia. Best of luck in Sweden. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to handball you back to Crisis to take us to the break.
Thank you very much, Kitfox and Disconcur. What a fantastic match between 2 of the top teams in the region, and certainly the winner, the top team in our region, and going to the mid-season brawl because of that. So they'll be pleased with that result. No stumbling block, no little existential crisis at the end of a match where their foes have taken them down and given them pause to think. They will be heading out of the Swiss bracket tonight with their heads held high and their confidence just as high for the mid-season brawl. Of course, there's one more round to come still, ladies and gentlemen, so we will be bringing that round to you as soon as all of the matches have completed. Somebody has asked for some giveaway hype. Toxic Fish, we'll do a shout out to you. Remember, you can do !DVA in Twitch chat to get yourselves into the raffle. It's a mystery hero at the moment because we don't know exactly what we're going to be able to give away, but we do have a commitment from Blizzard that they'll be providing the same sorts of skins, that sort of thing, for giveaways to our viewers through the season. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with round number 4. Don't go away.